Hey, so if you don't know me, my name is Levy Salas. I've sold seven figures on Amazon. Now, at this point of this video, I'm at $450,000 in sales and 5 months on Whatnot. And I'm here to break down to you the best shipping practices on Whatnot. So let's get right into it. Most people struggle with shipping and they don't realize that is the selling point for Whatnot because not a lot of sellers understand the shipping, and also the app is bringing so many new viewers to the there's so many new viewers to the app that they don't understand, bundle shipping. And that's why you see a lot of people going around shows like, what is bundle shipping, or do you bundle ship? Most sellers bundle ship as long as you don't see that $9.21, shipping at the bottom. And let me explain this real quick. So there are three shipping tiers. Four. First class mail, which is 0 to 3 ounces. Then you have, under 1 pound, it's going to be automatically one ground shipping, which is equal to 16 ounces. But once it hits 16 ounces, that's priority mail, right? So 1 to 5 pounds is priority mail. Over 5 pounds, right? It could be 80.1 ounces, and that's over 5 pounds. That automatically becomes ground shipping unless you go to settings, on your phone, you go to shipping settings and you put, over 5 pounds is priority mail. But I would not recommend doing that as a beginner seller because you're going to scare many, many buyers away from buying more than that. Okay. Now, you can also do flat rate boxes. There's a large flat rate box up to 70 pounds for $9.21. And that box right there is very undervalued. Why? Because you could throw in like 100 batteries in the box and it could be 60 pounds and the customer will still pay $9.21 shipping. So keep in mind, let's go over this real quick. A large flat rate box up to 70 pounds is $9.21. 1 to 5 pounds is $9.21. Under 1 pound is not going to be $9.21. For example, 4 to 7 ounces, the lowest I've seen is probably like $4.50. There's a different range for each, 4 to 7 ounces, 8 to 11 ounces, and 12 to 15 ounces. So depending on your settings, right? My settings for my beauty show, if you've seen my show before, I bundle up to 10. So, what do I have to do to make sure that my max bundle is 10 items? You do 80 ounces divided by 10, which equals 8 ounces. So, you go to shipping profiles on either your phone or you go on your, let me show you real quick, or on your desktop, shipping profiles. And what you want to do, let me show you real quick. So, you go to here, you go to Seller Hub, then you go to shipping settings. Right? Shipping profiles. You create a shipping profile. You can name it whatever you want. And so what you do is you put 8 ounces there, set a maximum 10 items, and now that equals 80 ounces. So no matter what, it will be priority mail. At the end of the show, what you can do when you're generating your labels, you can toggle it to a large flat rate box because it's the same price. You know, $9.21 up 1 to 5 pounds, 80 ounces. But if it's more than 5 pounds, it doesn't matter because I know my 10 items fit in a flat rate box. But you want to save time when selling on Whatnot. Time is money on Whatnot. So you want to save time from weighing each individual item. That's why you see these big sellers like me, you know, we're moving with speed because we know our average weight is 8 ounces, but also we also know that 10 of our items will fit in a large flat rate box. So it doesn't matter what the weight is because we can always just make it a large flat rate box. We can just the label looks exactly the same, but at the right under, like there's a little where the weight is usually at, it doesn't say 5 pounds or 80 ounces. It just says large flat rate box. Keep in mind that large flat rate box label can only be slapped on a large flat rate box in USPS. Now, if it's 5 pounds, 80 ounces, you can always just slap it. You could put it in a large priority mail box. That's a 12 by 12 by 8 box versus a large flat rate box is 12 by 12 by 6. So keep in mind it's a 2-inch difference. Now, here's a little trick that most people don't know, for example. For my electronics show, our bundle is 5 items. So let's break that down. What does that mean? 80 ounces divided by 5 is 16 ounces, right? But what we do is we make the shipping profile 15 ounces and we max the bundle at 5 items. Why do we do that? We go here, we go to weight, we do 16 ounces. No, we do 15 ounces. Why? You do not want to scare your new buyers away because once you do 16 ounces, what the buyer sees is $9.21 shipping. A new buyer to the app is going to run away because they think your shipping is so expensive compared to other sellers. So we do 15 ounces. So we're in the ground shipping. And we know that our average weight for that, our items are around 15 ounces. Now, what this also does is once they buy the second item, they're automatically in priority mail. So if they buy 2 items, no matter what, it'll be $9.21 shipping for them because it'll be between that 1 to 5 pound range. Now we also save on shipping supplies because we take advantage of those priority mail boxes. Don't forget, at the end of the show, even if the total weight in that box is, for example, 2 pounds or 2.5 pounds, you can go into your shipping, your shipments, and you can change the weight up to 80 ounces and it will still be $9.21. It will not hurt your shipping and it will not hurt the buyer shipping because they paid $9.21 for 1 to 5 pounds. So we understand that, and so we know that most people are going to be encouraged to buy that second item because they know they're 2 spots away from hitting free shipping. What do I mean by that? Once they buy 2 items, for example, in an electronics show, they're at 30 ounces. That's already between 1 to 5 pound range. But they already paid for the shipping for the first 2 items. Now the next 3 are free. How does that work? Because Whatnot charges them expecting, them to buy 1 item. What does that? So the first item will be like $6.20, for an example. It depends on where they are in the United States and how far they are from you. Now, the second item will probably be like $3 or $4, but it'll add up to a maximum of $9.21. So they already paid for the shipping on the first 2 items. At the bottom of their screen, it shows free shipping for the third and fourth and fifth item. For our beauty show, free shipping activates once we hit those 16 ounces, which is 2 items. So then number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's free shipping because that's between 1 to 5 pound range. But like I said, it doesn't matter if it's 5 pound range because we know our 10 items in beauty fit in a large flat rate box. How is this helpful to get sales on Whatnot as a beginner? Because there are so many new buyers to the app that they don't understand that once they buy 2 items, the third and fourth, fifth one is free shipping. So they're so afraid of the shipping cost on Whatnot, but they see so many people swiping. It's because the experienced sellers know that. But with the new buyers to the app, I can tell you right now, ask your viewership tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, whenever your next stream, how many people joined the app today? You're going to get at least 2 or 3 people who joined the app today and they don't even understand what's going on. So I highly recommend you rewatch this video and take advantage of the tips that I threw at you. It doesn't have to be an 8-ounce shipping profile or a 15-ounce shipping profile. The reason we do that is because we want them to, as soon as they buy 2 items, we can take advantage of the shipping, boxes, the USPS free boxes. You don't have to do that as a beginner, but as an experienced seller, speed is very, very important. We're doing around 1,500 units a day, so we need to take advantage of, the free USPS boxes. Also, the less thinking that someone has to do as a shipper, it is very important. What do I mean by that? If the customer buys 2 items, we don't the no matter what, ground shipping, priority mail shipping, or anything over 5 pounds, priority mail shipping, ground shipping, they paid for 12 box dimension for 12 by 12 by 12. That's 1720 cubic inches. So it doesn't have to be a 12 by 12 by 12 box. It can be 10 by 10 by 10 or it could be long on one side, but as long as it's under 1720 cubic inches, is perfectly fine. So for example, we have some keyboards that are just too long to fit in any of those priority mail boxes. What we do is we put a lot of bubble wrap around it, and if they bought two more items, those two items are usually smaller, but it still falls in within that 12 by 12 by 12 range and under 5 pounds. So we throw in a poly bag, and we are perfectly fine because the buyer has paid up to 1720 cubic inches, and if they fall in between that priority mail range, that is still 1 to 5 pounds. So now, if they buy two small beauty items, it's priority mail, and we just grab a one to a large priority mail box, and we throw it in there, bubble wrap and everything, and we send it out. Now the shippers we mainly use only the large priority mail boxes, so you don't have to think about which box to use. And for us, we that's just the methods we use to ship out 1,500 units a day. Um, If you guys have more questions about shipping, comment down below. Appreciate you guys watching. I really hope you like, subscribe, and drop some comments of more content you guys want to hear. But I'm Young CEO Levy. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. East Coast Sellers on Whatnot. Thank you.